Hi, welcome back on another week. Let's get into this week. So this week it was quite normal, to be honest. We were actually doing really good up until Thursday, and then on Friday, kind of just reverted down. We kind of lost almost all the gains from the past 3 days. The thing is, I switched positions from last week. I switched it on Monday, and so right now, it's a different play, but I think we're doing pretty good. Let's continue. So comparison from last week, we ended around negative 0. I think 2. So not basically neutral, not bad. Last week was around 1%. You can see the Nasdaq. We did take a bigger drop than Nasdaq, but we're basically on the same path. Outperformed 60% of days this week, pretty good. And then you can see we actually did outperform Nasdaq this week. Overall, though, we're underperforming and around 1.5%. So not that bad, recoverable. And then SPY also fell a little, not as much as us though. Not last day. We also outperformed 60% of days, and we did the same as SPY. And then all total days is 52.2, and these are for all the indices. And then really, we're also only underperforming by 1.3%. On Thursday, we were outperforming by a little 0.2, I think. So, outperforming, underperforming, we're basically on the edge of that. Dow is also not doing, it's still doing okay. It did lose 1% this week, and also 52.2, and we're only at 0.86 or 0.91% underperforming. So you have comparison to all. We got Nasdaq on top, then we got SPY, then Dow, and then us. You can see really we were at that little peak there, over here. That's when we were outperforming. We were outperforming here, over here, and then over here and here. So 1, 2, we had 3 peaks, I think, around there. Yeah. So we're doing pretty good though. Over here, so you have all the. So we're at 0.13 for the daily gain. This was around a bit higher before the drop, but it's okay. And then over here you can see during the day, so we kind of mostly followed. Tuesday we did have some good edge, and then on Wednesday, Thursday we did also really good, and then Friday was kind of the annoying day. Just kind of fell a lot more than expected, and that was a bit annoying. Over here, so we got the profitable, neutral, negative. So just following the market for now. And then this is the decrease, but it's because I closed my old trade. If I close this new trade, which is positive, it's going to go back up. So this is probably around 60%, I think. Over here, so the mean gain did decrease, and however, also the loss did increase, so not good. And we're talking small amounts though. And then our standard deviation did decrease, so that's pretty good. And then really for SPY, kind of the same thing happened. The losses did decrease though. And then over here, you kind of have the standard deviation also decrease for SPY. So in terms of the ratio, I think we're around the same from last week. We want to get our gains a lot higher, around 1.8 instead of 1.1, or decrease our losses to negative 0.8, but that's quite hard. And then over here, so this from last week, almost the standard deviation is almost the same, and then really the difference is almost the closest the same. It's a little bit worse. Transactions barely decreased. This is also decreasing day trades. I think there's only one in the whole quarter for now. And then really here we have our overall, so the decrease in 0.2% around there. 0.3. So not horrible. We were doing really good on Thursday, so kind of one day could switch it to outperforming. So we don't quite have a big edge over the market for now, but I really wasn't expecting to have a big edge. I was just kind of expecting to, be around the same level as SPY. As the overall portfolios are almost around 70%. So we're kind of just cruising for now. And my plan is to at least try to get 5% at the end of this quarter. 5% is a good gain because it takes away the first fee. And then if SPYs are around 5% too, then there's a net 5% profit. So that's my goal. And then if I can get above 5%, that would obviously be good. But I think for now we're basically chilling. We almost hit the 5% on Thursday. We're around 4.9%. So we still have around. We got basically one more month actually. Yeah, 1 month exactly. So that's 20 days. That's a lot. That's a good amount of time. Not a lot, but it's a good amount of time. And I'm doing the works of doing some other projects, which are very important. So. I'm trying to do that, and then I'm also busy with some school stuff for college. So I mean, for the next quarter, there might be a 2 week break instead of a 1 week break. So that might be a bit longer. Maybe I'm not sure. I'll have to see then, because I got a lot of stuff changing right now, and I want to prioritize that and then come back to this later on. So, but yeah, my plan is to get this project thing I'm doing out probably by mid-August, a bit, maybe before, and or maybe even after. I mean, hopefully before this quarter ends. I have all the data in. I just need to get some samples. So after those samples, and then I gotta, make a video on that. So it shouldn't take that long. I think in August I can get that done. Because right now I'm gonna go on a trip. I've been on a trip, but I'm gonna go on a trip by myself. So I cannot really be doing too much then. So that's around 14 days. And then I come back and we got 2 weeks. And also gotta do some other things during those 2 weeks. So I don't know. I'll see. Depends. Later on, I can always catch up with this later on after I'm done with all that. So that's the plan. And yeah, so we're looking pretty good. We're just following the market for now. And our beta is getting close to neutral, negative 0.4. So we're not in the -1 range. So that's good. Yeah. So see you next week. Bye.